She gets a brace caught on the middle of my and to this day, there is a scar the size of a brace on the middle of my
Oh, the pain!
She was like, and you're a descendant of those slaves. Because that
means
LeBron is the coldest slave ever. I feel like LeBron can take over the whole plantation.
Hey, y'all already know about our main series, you know, the Suburban Boys, our main podcast.
It drops every Tuesday.
You know, I know y'all
drops every Tuesday.
I know y'all tune into that. You know, we like the love, like the support, the love. But y'all know we got something else. A late night show. Well, not just us, but y'all too.
Talk your shit, yo. Talk your shit.
We have a new show called Late Night with the Suburbans.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you got Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, Late Night with David Letterman.
But they don't have it.
You know what? They're not SB gang at the end of the day.
They not. They don't have their people on. We trying to have our people on. You know what I'm saying? So they hit my DMs, hit his DMs if you trying to come on.
You know, and it's not really our show. It's y'all show featuring us. So yeah, y'all tune into that.
Back to the show.
We are back. First episode of a new series where we talk to, you know, our, I don't want to say fans, our gang. And, you know, just see how they doing, you feel me?
Yes,
you know,
sir.
just interact with the people, you feel me?
Yes, sir. We got Austin. What up, Austin? What up, Austin?
What's up, bro? Hey, what's up?
Tell us about yourself, dog. Tell us where you from, where you done live. What you been on?
I'm from my mother's womb and my daddy's sack.
Oh, wow.
I'm from San Diego.
Oh, you from the West Coast?
West Coast.
I want you to get into this story about how you did parkour for a bitch. Like, how you?
Yeah. So I was in... This started back off, like, when I was younger, I was like this little chubby kid. I had long hair. It went down to here. I don't know. It was just fat. The whole situation was fat.
If you was fat, why was you doing parkour, dog?
Well, because
That's a good question.
I didn't have anything cool about me. I was like fat. You know, the fat people don't do cool stuff.
That person doing parkour low-key kind of hard, though.
I was with my friends, and there was this girl that I really liked. This was like middle school, you know what I mean? So like that doesn't really matter. I see this wall, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do something to impress him. I got this. I'm a ladies' man. I got this. I'm smooth. So I go and I start running, and I like run full sprint out this wall, jump up, try to do like a wall. I get one step, slide like 5 yards, slam my head on the concrete. It was weird. It was so stupid, but it was just a bad idea. And then
What's it called? Wait. So was she slightly impressed?
Not at all.
Not at all. You busted your ass. You busted your ass for this girl, and she wasn't impressed.
Exactly.
It'd be like that sometimes, you know.
I mean, if you big, that's when you learn how to get your game right. You know what I'm saying? That's when you learn how to talk to girls. Are you a little smooth with it? You gotta be a little smooth with it.
I'm like, hey, you went to cock and ball torture? Yeah, me too. Like that's what you gotta say, right?
I wouldn't go about it like that, but if it worked for you, work for you.
I mean, if you pulling the hose, you pulling the hose. If that works, go crazy.
I want you to cut my dick, like the shaft of my dick, with a razor blade, like Hannah Baker's wrists. Like that's what you gotta say. You know what I mean? Leave some scars.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't go about doing that.
How do you do it? When you go up to a girl?
Maybe, hey, how you doing? Maybe, you know, I give her a little, you know, what you doing later? Not when you cut my dick off. When you cut my dick, shit. I mean, if it works, nigga, it works.
See, usually most of the time when I have to hit on a girl, like it's in front of her boyfriend, because that's what I do for my videos.
Oh, do you actually do that?
No, I do like hitting on girls in front of their boyfriends, like hitting on brides at their wedding is like the next one that's coming up. I've done it a few times, like it's in those videos.
Whoa, okay, so coming from a nigga that will do anything, because I will do anything.
Yeah.
Like we was at the park and me and him was jumping over girls, like just jumping over them. That shit was great. That shit was fucking amazing. But coming from a nigga that will do anything, what's it like going up to somebody's wife?
Bro, one of the first times I did it, I go up, and she's like 6'2", big, okay? Like, she's wearing heels and stuff. She's tall. And I'm, like, looking up. It was weird. And her husband is this 6'7", giant, jacked black dude. just huge.
Oh,
Like,
you don't.
if he like flicked me, I would fly. I go up, I'm like, hey, you look familiar. She's like, oh, from where? I'm like, you look like my future wife. And he like looks at me and he does like the Kawhi Leonard laugh. He's like, ugh, good movie, bro. And I'm like,
Watch these videos. Wait, plug your YouTube. Fuck all this shit. Fuck all this small to plug it. If you doing shit like that, you deserve. Somebody needs to watch.
It's Austin Wing. Austin Wing.
How you spell that?
Chicken wing.
Oh, like a chicken wing? All right.
Yeah.
Austin Wing. Y'all go watch that. That's crazy.
I'm trying to get like a bunch of girls. They come over to my house. And then like say that it's just like a one-on-one. They're coming over to chill, right? But I get a bunch of girls to come at the same time. And we set it up. And it's like The Bachelor. But I'm going to dress up as like a SoundCloud rapper. So I'm going to call it like the SoundCloud Bachelor or some shit. I'm just going to play this character where like instead of like roses, I hand out like red Solo cups and stuff.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's funny.
I'm gonna say something very stupid. I'm just not gonna say names at all.
Heard you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, you cool with all this going on YouTube, right? Because all this.
I'm 100% fine with this.
Got you. I feel like you've done a little bit crazier in this podcast.
Saying names, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I want to like. Okay. So this was the first time that I got head, right?
Heard you.
Mm-hmm.
It was 8th grade, and I was living on an army base in Germany, and we were underneath these barracks, like in this basement area. It was so weird, bro. It was so weird. And it's like these little storage units, and that's where people would go to like hook up, like teenagers, like preteens and stuff.
This sound lit. This sound like
I'm in 8th grade, and she's like the 8th grade girlfriend. You know, we're chilling. She has braces.
Oh,
and
red flag number one.
She's going down on me like the 10 pounds on 9/11.
What the fuck? I have never heard somebody describe something like that.
Samsung spin cycle, Hetty and Betty gets you ready like a jetty. That Donald Duck gooseneck.
In 8th grade, pause. Hold on. I think you remember this. Wait, 8th? Was she in 8th grade?
Yeah.
No way. No way she was giving that. No way she was giving that Tiana Trump in 8th grade. I gotta call Cat.
Because the next part. So like I said, she had braces. I'm circumcised, so I don't even know how she did this. But she gets a brace caught on the middle of my dick. And to this day, there is a scar the size of a brace on the middle of my dick.
The pain.
Oh, the pain.
This is a PSA.
Oh, the pain. The pain.
Out there with a girl that has braces. Don't do it. Don't do it because it's still there.
That's the moral of the story.
Oh.
Yeah.
On the middle. Like it's.
That shit got me shook. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that story. Nah, bro. Thank you for coming on, my nigga.
For sure.
Thank you for coming on, bro.
Second guest ever.
We really want you back. I want to see you back when you blow up. You gonna blow up. You're tough. I fuck with you. You're tough.
Hey, thank you guys.
Hey, bro. Thank you for coming on.
For sure.
You will be back.
Of course.
Nah, when you back, you gonna have like 50K. I promise you, bro. One of them hoes is gonna go.
Anybody, if you put LeBron back in like 1700, hooping the way he hooping, they killing him. They putting him in a lab. They testing on that man.
That's a funny take. What if LeBron was a slave? Yo, LeBron is the coldest slave ever. I feel like LeBron can take over the whole plantation.
He can take over the plantation.
Bro, what?
That nigga 6'8", almost 300 pounds.
Like LeBron running through the fields, man. Like
the door, like those little creaky doors that they used to have.
Bro, they got muskets. They take one shot, they gotta reload.
LeBron grabbing the gun. Bro, they need to make a movie about that.
If LeBron was a slave.
LeBron is leading the revolution.
Let's make a movie, 12 Years a Slave, but it's LeBron.
Bro.
Movie over halfway through.
Nah, movie don't even start. You could marry a wife, go to the wrong city, and it's raps.
Cause she could start a whole new life and tell you she only had one body.
I feel like most females in our age group, like we'll say like
Niggas
17
don't
to
move
like
smart,
20, are not that loyal to their.
I don't think of it as a bad way, cause the females was young. So like They got their whole life ahead of them. They could get a husband, and they won't know anything that happened when they were in high school. So.
Fact. That's scary, dog. Cause like, what if you marry a woman, right? And you like pull up to her high school reunion with her, and like the second you step out, dog, all the went to school with just laughing at you, dog.
Bro, like, yeah.
Them niggas in the group telling stories about how they hit that hole in the restroom, and that's your wife.
What if you start getting what if you blow up, right? You become famous, you start getting DMs about your wife. Like, that could really happen. What's up? What's good? What's good? What's up? Tell us about yourself. Where you from, yo?
All right, then. I was born in Norfolk, Virginia, but I was raised in Dallas, Texas.
Yes, sir!
You guys from Texas?
Yes, sir. Houston in the building. Yes, sir.
Ain't trying to hold it down.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I get that Houston nigga vibe from you.
Heard you.
I love Houston.
I can't say I love Dallas. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
No, that's the most Houston thing you can say.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I love Dallas, but I fuck with people from Dallas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. But now I'm back over here in Norfolk and or Hampton, Virginia.
Wait, so what made you move back to Virginia?
COVID. I lost my job at DFW, so I just needed a new direction. But being over here though, Virginia's been pretty good because just being with my mom and stuff and like seeing my family. My mom drove me to like this fort, and there's this beach over here, right? And there's a sign on there, and it said the first Africans. And I was wondering what it was about, but my mom went over there and said, no, right over here was the first shit back in like the 1400s, before America was even America, where they brought the first African slaves to this continent.
Whoa.
Yeah. And my mom looked at me right in my eyes, and she was like, and you're a descendant of those slaves. Because my cousin, it's crazy because you see what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about. This us as a community, we really don't know.
They won't tell us. They won't tell us.
They don't want to tell you.
They won't tell us.
They don't want you to feel good about yourself. No, they want you. They want you to smoke weed, make terrible SoundCloud rap songs. Try to be a basketball player, date a white woman. All that.
I tried all that. I have tried all of that.
No, I smoke like plenty of weed and fucked a lot of white pussy. But like that. You know what I mean? But it's just the fact of now that you know yourself and know where you come from, they can't take that away from you.
That's true.
My mom's maiden name is Lee, and this is a crazy stuff. I'm talking about. I learned this like last week. Her maiden name is Lee, right?
Yeah.
And there was a rumor, basically, like the reason our last name is Lee is that we are descendants of slaves owned by General Lee of the Confederacy.
Oh, we know who General Lee is.
Yeah, I know. Y'all from Houston. Y'all know.
Oh, we know who General Lee is, nigga.
So,
whoa, as soon as you said Lee, that's what I thought.
Yeah, same.
Now, see, here's the thing, though. He got the slaves in the land and wherever he lived at, from his wife, because that's just what happened, right? His wife was the daughter of the nephew of Marsha Washington, George Washington's wife. Yeah.
That's some deep ass shit. That's some deep ass. That's cold.
Yeah, and for all y'all that don't know, George Washington owned a shit ton of slaves.
Oh, okay, he did, he freed them when he died. Niggas don't mention that. Now,
I did look it up. He freed the slaves that he owned. The slaves that his wife's family owned were not free because they belonged to them.
Yeah.
He had a slave specifically, I want to pull it up right now.
Well, he freed the slaves that he could free. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, legally.
Which is crazy back then.
Bro, I didn't get this shit from like Twitter or the dark web, bro. Go on MountVernon.com. A whole section of it called slavery, and you can just go in there and it will tell you about every slave he owned, their personal history and everything, bro.
I'm just saying, like, what's it called? Like, people you gotta judge people by like the historical context. Right. You see what I'm saying? So like, just cause George Washington had slaves, I don't really believe that makes him a horrible human. Like, no. Especially if he fucking freed him. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so does it make him a horrible person, or is he just a rich white dude in that era?
That's what I'm saying. He's just a rich white dude in that era.
And owning a slave is like owning an iPhone.
Yeah. Actually, wait. Everybody got an iPhone. Owning a slave was like having a fucking Maybach.
Okay, all right.
That's like having multiple Maybachs.
Yeah, it was the rich people who had the slaves.
And he freed multiple slaves. That means that man just freed hundreds of thousands of dollars. Mm-hmm. He just let go.
After he died, though, to be fair.
No, you got some.
He had some roots.
You got some history behind your name, nigga. Your name got some. Whoa, I know. I'm not about to flex. He's African.
Yeah.
So, but how do you feel about this? Cause you come from almost like basically the same past I come from.
Yeah.
I don't feel connected to Africa at all.
But that was the whole point. My own mother even said to me that, she knows she's black, but she doesn't feel African because because of slavery and just the mental, rather is the psychological slavery which affects us to this day.
That's how Kanye West should have said it.
Yeah. Or, just straight up just physical torture, to have it ingrained in us that, hey, you may be black, but you're not African.
Okay. I think my opinion about this whole thing is like, all right, so Africans and Black Americans, right? We're different ethnicities. Like, y'all have your own culture. I don't know why some people think African Americans don't have a culture. That's so stupid. Like, every group on earth has a culture, to keep it 100. So I think it's like a Jamaican, right? Jamaicans have been away from Africa for basically the same amount of time as y'all have into their own culture. So African Americans, yes, Africans and Black Americans, we have the same blood. We come from the same continent hundreds of years ago. And if we do a DNA test, we're very similar DNA-wise. But y'all like y'all's own ethnic group.
Yeah. That was very well said. Yeah, that was yeah. But I hate when people go, you got to get in touch with, you got to know where you're from. And I would love to know where I'm from, because my grandma did a blood test and most of her blood came back Nigerian.
Yeah.
Right?
Mostly from Nigeria.
Yeah, but her husband was a Native American man.
Yeah.
So.
We're even Native American too.
Yeah, but I can go as far as I know. I don't know any of my family members that are African. They're all American. So I feel more American than I do African, because my blood is more American than it is African. You see what I'm saying? On both sides.
Right.
It's American. Even like you said, even yours goes back to the first people that landed on this country. So you're way like you never hear like a 5th generation Irish person go. Like, is that what you gonna say?
No, I'm waiting for you to talk.
Oh no, like you never
I'm talk after.
You never hear like a 5th generation Irish person go, oh, you there? Oh, I'm Irish, but like I'm American. Like, I'm not gonna go, I'm American, but like, hey, I'm way more American than I am African. You see what I'm saying?
Oh no, I get you. This is my personal opinion. My personal stance is, yes, I am American. I am a Black American, but at the end of the day, I am still a Black American, and in some point, I am African in that sense, because you look at me. I'm 6'2", dark skin, my nigga.
I'm 6'. We both.
Hey.
Yeah, we both 6'3".
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I say this to everybody, including your listeners, and like all black listeners. Guess what? To those white people, that shit don't matter. Y'all still niggas.
Facts.
Y'all still niggas.
Facts.
True.
Y'all still niggas. Jamaican. Oh, no, those are the weed smoking niggas. oh, Africans. Oh no, y'all the OG niggas. And oh man, we got our niggas. Over here, like to other races, this is what they see. They don't care about that Jamaican. Oh, I'm from Nigeria. No. You black. That's how I personally see it. So
Nigga, you need a podcast.
Bro, I like this talk for real. I love this talk.
I love this talk. Yeah. You need a podcast. We need to get you a podcast.
I mean, I do have a podcast.
Plug your podcast, nigga.
But I go listen, like, that's the one thing about the podcast I have. I talk about whatever I want to talk about. Usually it's not about this type of stuff. It's just because, like, y'all's content I really like, so that's why I started talking about this stuff.
Oh, no, yeah. I'm sorry.
I talk about like just geeky stuff, like, you know, Spider-Man and shit like that. You know
we get geeky on this whole too, boo.
Yeah. And I love this type of talks. Like, I love people like talking about their roots and where their family's from, and like how they feel about their place in the world. Like, that's for real important.
Bro, I'm telling you, when I go on news and all that stuff, looking at all this shit, and then you get to find out, oh yeah, the first president of the United States possibly owned your ancestors. That shit does something to you. Killer Mike even brought up is that
love him.
A lot of young, you know, white people with the usual American education system just taught a lot of this stuff. I mean, the fact that, you know, me as a black man who gone through the public education system, and I'm 27 years old, how the fuck did I just learn about Tulsa, Oklahoma 3 years ago?
That's fucking. That blew my mind. I just learned about. What? Yeah. What, nigga? What?
They slaughtered us. They slaughtered us.
They
committed genocide.
Public school don't teach you about that type of stuff.
That. And we spoke about that once on the podcast about the. We spoke about that once on the podcast about how they don't teach you what they did. How the fuck in Texas? You went to Texas, so you had that Texas education. You had that month about. Did you have that whole year about the Jews? You had the whole. You see, if you're from Texas, you know what I'm talking about. You have a whole year in middle school about Jewish people in the Holocaust, which is fine with me. It's not the kids' fault what the fuck people learn. It's the education system itself. You have a whole month. You have a whole year on the Holocaust, but a chapter on slavery and civil rights.
That's a good point.
We get you tortured up for 250 years and we get a chapter? You're not gonna tell people what.
A couple centuries, because you gotta consider the years before America was even a major. I think just the major thing about that is just all the stuff that happened in the Jewish Holocaust. It doesn't make America look bad, and that's at the end of the day, and now we're gonna go buck here.
We're deep into it now.
Cherry picking, they do it so right because I hate that fucking Facebook post where it's like Martin Luther King would never riot. He did stuff,
okay. That was fucking strategic. That's what people don't understand. They sat there and took that beating strategically so they could see.
Fire hoses on them. They sprayed them with fire hoses and sent dogs on them, on women, on they blew fire hoses, sent women.
And never gave reparations either for that shit.
Kids for walking in a school. Fuck that. Don't ever tell me America was great. Not for us.
No. Don't ever say America was great.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, get in your bag. Look. I don't think it's about America. The America being great again. You're beautifully said. Beautifully said. I think also on some hopeful shit, on some real hopeful shit. From what I've seen, because we do see the hatred now. We've seen the hatred come out more than we've seen it in a very, very long time. And a very, very long time. I think. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Okay, so I think millennials started it. I think you're a millennial, right? Technically.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. I think your generation started it. And your generation and our generation is gonna be one of the first people to really get rid of that. No. I strongly
believe. I do believe you, and I'll tell you what. But I want you to say everything you want to say first.
I'm gonna let him get his off.
Because think about it, like,
talk to me.
All right, so you might say like when the old white people die, racism is gonna decrease or something, right? But they teach their kids them same mentalities.
Okay. Difference. We got the fucking internet now. You see those kids, if you like difference is not because you used to be, hey, my dad said this, my mom said this, oh, this is the truth. Nah, nigga, you can go find the truth now. You can go find the things that we're talking about happen now. Oh, no, don't listen to what the news is saying. The news was the end-all, be-all.
I think what's going to happen is
the news ain't that no more.
I think what's going to happen is that, all right, thanks to the internet and social media, we're going to be the most educated generation, probably. As in, stereotypes are going to, like, dissolve. Because, like, how can you talk about a stereotype about a country when you can Google that country and see the real facts, right? But as for, like, white supremacy and racism, I don't think it's going nowhere, dog.
So I think the ability to do what they did in the past will not be able to. I think the teachings, you've seen kids get kicked out of their homes. On the internet, you've seen these kids get kicked out of their homes for believing in something else than that their parents saw.
That is true. You were right about that one.
Like, I strong, and we're going to see during this election. I think November 3rd, we will see during this fucking election that how far, if it comes out, then that's us.
It's gonna come down to the wire.
No. If it's gonna come down to the wire, but if it's a blowout, that's his generation. That's our generation.
You know, not outbursts like I did earlier. I gotta just.
I understand. I'm loud, so you gotta keep it down. So you gotta. I understand.
No, I got my Kanye shit. Like, what am I supposed to do? I went to Nike. Okay. So the first thing I said, you are absolutely right, because here's the thing. With COVID and all this happening to the world, like, we're experiencing a lot of firsts. I believe the one thing they really didn't predict were these George Floyd protests.
What? No one could have. No, continue. I'm just saying, like, keep going. What?
I don't think they predicted that, because, you know, we've had this before. We've had protests before, but here's the thing. And to go be part of these protests and seeing the diversity of people, I'm talking people young as you, younger than you, people older than me.
Oh, white, red, everybody was in those protests.
Different sexualities. All these people coming together for this one thing, because black people across all of dysphoria, either in Britain, Jamaica, the continent of Africa, if you are black in general on this planet, you have at least experienced some degree of discrimination. And the death of a random black Minnesota man sparked a change that happened not just in this country, but the entire world. I said, this is the first time in human history, like in a long time, that the world is challenging the established majority European patriotical. I'm trying to be as smart as patriarchy. That we are, for the first time on this sort of scale, challenging that. Like
that those entire protests were on a whole nother level. But our camera just died? Yeah, if our camera just fucking died. Thank you for this call. We're definitely having you back on.
Yeah, you gotta get back on.
You have to come back on.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on, bro. Plug your podcast, cause you're plug your podcast, dog. Plug your podcast. Huh?
Well, I can't guarantee every episode has gonna get a deep political around this, but you know, if you like just hearing it about like random pop culture stuff and all that, check out the Young Kings.
Like that. Love that.
Podcast.
Love that.
We're on YouTube. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify, Amazon Music. And you can look us up on Instagram at the Young Kings Podcast. You can look us up on Twitter, the Young Kings Pod.
Gotcha.
And that's it.
Yo,
bro, this was amazing.
Convo.
Thank you for coming on, bro.
Sure.
All love, yo.
They said that boy the pound for pound greatest of all time now.
That might be true.
Who?
Nigga, in his weight class, who fucking with Iverson?
Imagine bro 6'6", like there's a reason,
Bro, we talking about players that never won an MVP. Never won a ring. You could argue nobody's better than AI in that list.
Who's ever won? Nah.
Charles Barkley, maybe.
Barkley, Malone.
Is it a hot take?
Can we give it to Malone? He like fucking kids. I don't know if I give it to Malone.
Moses Malone.
No, Karl Malone. I think Moses Malone won a ring, dog.
Karl Malone.
Moses Malone definitely won a ring.
Karl Malone is the second all-time leading scorer ever.
Yeah, nobody puts respect on Malone's name.
Because he ruined his own reputation. He did it to himself. He did it to himself, dog. But
yeah, the whole Magic AIDS.
Fucking an underage.
Fucking an underage girl and abandoning her. Yeah.
He ruined his own reputation. So
that's kind of wild.
Just off that shit, I'll probably give it to.
Hey, that nigga became an NFL player though, so he got them Karl Malone jeans.
Didn't he go to WWE too? Like he did some wrestling shit.
He did some wrestling shit too?
Yeah.
Bro, shout out to that nigga. That nigga lived a tough ass life.
Nigga was out here for real.
I think if Ad was taller, he would be the best player of all time. That's just my opinion though.
I think if AI had a better team, he'd be the best player of all time. I think if AI practiced, he would be the best player of all time. And it's not because of the practice. We don't know, bro. This nigga really didn't practice.
He wasn't practicing, but still busting niggas for 30 a game.
Crazy. He wasn't practicing because he was hurt all the time, but he was still playing.
Yeah, and he was busting niggas.
He could carry his team like to the finals.
And bro, imagine if AI lift weights. Like,
bro, imagine a 6'6" AI who's swole as hell.
What?
Bro, supposedly this nigga is 5'11", like.
Yeah, they say he's really short. Like he's not tall at all. Like standing next to him, he's really short.
Right. This nigga is like my height. He's carrying teams to the NBA finals. Like.
What?
Bro,
a prime.
Kobe and Shaq beat prime Kobe and Shaq. Bro, he was on a podcast and he low key blamed Mutombo for that shit.
Bro,
and you could argue that Lakers team is arguably the best team of all time.
One of them. They lost one final game, and that's the fucking AI.
Prime Shaq is ridiculous. Bro, I was looking at Prime Shaq's stats.
16-1.
Huh?
They went 16-1 or something.
They went 16-1 in
that. Yeah, they only lost to AI, which is wild.
Bro, you could argue Prime
5'11".
Prime Shaq is the most unguardable nigga ever.
Not debatable. Prime Shaq is the most unguardable nigga ever. Not close. It's no comparison.
You had to foul him to like keep his points low, and even that wasn't really working. He was still dunking on niggas regardless.
He was a bully, man.
Yeah.
There was no guarding Prime. They had to make rules. And then when they made the rules, he was finally able to be guarded.
This nigga
but the rules had to come in. Thank you for coming on. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. We know this works now. Tune in Sunday. I'm going to talk to you later, dog.
All right, bet.
Talk to you later, bro. Thank you for being a day one, nigga. You a day one, nigga.